and welcome to Potter's Point of View. My name is Callum Taylor, and as always, I'm joined by the handsome one, Mr. Fraser Doig.
What's happening?
Not as handsome as he used to be, but he's here. This week's episode, it's a late Halloween one, but you know, what you got to do.
It has been a while since we put up an episode. The two of us have been very busy,
Yes.
organising stuff. I feel like we say that every single time that we put an episode up,
Yep.
but you know, that is life.
Yeah,
that is
but
jobs. That is family life.
That's
so
just how it works. That's how it works. We'll get it as much as we can. You know what I mean? That's all we can do. And if I sound a little gargly, my kid's passed down these germs to me, so I'm like,
because you're dying, yeah.
Man flu,
so
mate.
stay the fuck away from me.
Man flu. I'm dying, but you look like you can barely keep your eyes open, so...
No, I'm alright. I'm just, nice.
Did I say night shift? Because no night shift. It's no night shift that stopped you sleeping, but we'll get to that later. Sorry. Yeah, so...
Do you want me to do most of the talking here?
No, I'll do it. It's my sexy smoker's voice that I've got now.
Yeah, I'm sure that's one way of putting it.
But yeah, we'll kick it off with the news like we always do, and we'll hit with the TV. I'm really excited by this because it's a show that's been getting Game of Thrones money, right? And it's a Green Lantern live action going to HBO Max, which I don't understand how we'll get it, but
It's just another streaming service,
yeah, I know, but Green Lantern with Game of Thrones money.
It's not going to be. It's not.
It's in space.
It's not going to be any good.
How's it not going to be any good?
Because it just won't be.
How?
Because it just won't be.
How?
Because it just won't be.
Okay, well, the Mandalorian's meant to be amazing. How's that amazing?
Because it's Star Wars.
That's bullshit. Well, so the Green Lantern sucks because it's Green Lantern.
It's more because it's just, I feel like it's not something that leans itself towards television.
The Green Lantern Corps. It's going to be like a massive space police show. With green.
Well, I mean, if it's anything like the last Green Lantern thing that we ever got,
Don't know what you're talking about.
so I mean, it's probably going to suck.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I just feel like it's not the same.
In what way?
I just feel like it's not going to be any good.
If the Arrowverse is anything to go by, it's going to be amazing.
I'm sure it is.
Game of Thrones money. Come on.
Just because the words, just by saying the sentence Game of Thrones money doesn't mean it's going to be good. It doesn't make a difference.
I disagree.
Okay, Game of Thrones money. How'd the last season of Game of Thrones go?
I don't know. I never watched
With
it.
all that Game of Thrones money.
I don't know what happened. It kind of disappeared. It was like season 6 and that was it.
Exactly.
We were meant to get a season 7, but I can't remember it.
Game of Thrones money doesn't solve everything. Yeah. I just don't think it's going to be any good. They should make a Green Lantern film and try again.
Fuck it. Why not? I'll take it.
He's a big enough superhero where he can get a film. They don't have to do Hal Jordan again.
No, there's like 7 others.
Yeah, they could do Guy Gardner. They could do
Kylo Ren.
Yeah,
no, Kylo Ren. Kylo Reese.
Kyle Reese. They could do.
What's the?
Yeah,
John
Stewart.
John Stewart.
They could do, I would prefer him to do it.
Yeah.
Personally, or Guy Gardner.
Guy Gardner's a cheeky bastard though.
Because it's more just if they do Hal Jordan, it's just planes. That's generally it. That's it.
You're just tempered by this fucking Green Lantern film. Don't know why you're allowing it to change your mind. I have high hopes.
That's fair enough. Hopefully it does well. I just feel like just chucking loads of money at something doesn't make it automatically good.
Yeah, I know, that's DB Wise and Benny off the ruin stuff. So
speaking obviously what you're going to move on to next, which has apparently again Game of Thrones money.
Yes.
But does look good.
Yes.
Not just because of Game of Thrones money.
That helps.
Is The Witcher.
Yes.
The Witcher, first of all, obviously, went in the gap that we have done these.
Mm-hmm.
Not only has it been confirmed for season 2.
Yes.
We got another trailer.
Which just shows us
and we
more.
Got a release date.
Yeah, December the 20th.
Which
is just fucking awesome.
Are we getting these all at once?
I would believe we're going to get it to binge. Because I don't, unless they're there was a rumour going about that Netflix are planning to do their episode weekly thing.
Mm-hmm. They do it with certain. I know they do it
like
with certain
Riverdale
things, yeah.
and all that type of stuff.
In a good
I know.
place.
In a good place. But a lot of people didn't like that. They didn't like the fact that you're each week, where Netflix is a binge thing. It's there to sit and...
It works sometimes, but if we're only getting 8, I think you said. I think the rumour is 8.
Yeah, the first season's meant to be 8.
Just give me it all at once.
Yeah, like, why not? They gave us Daredevil all at once. That was 12.
Stranger Things is all at once.
It works. It works for them. It does. I'm just more hyped for it.
100%.
I love it. The creator, the creative director of this, or the director, just in general, turn around and says they've got plans which could be up to 20 years.
I hate when they do that.
And especially because, Henry Cavill's not going to be around doing Witcher for 20 years.
But it's more, I just hate that they do that. It's like, well, duh, I've seen the books, I've seen the games, I know there's a lot to it. Just, maybe you should focus on year 1 instead of year 20.
Yeah, agreed. But
I hate when they do that.
I'll be happy if this goes on for a long time. If this beats out Supernatural, I'll be very happy.
If it's obviously greenlit for season 2 already,
yeah,
then obviously the Netflix executives will be like, okay, good, this is maybe a winner. And I mean, it's probably been greenlit for another season because of the hype.
Yeah, definitely.
I think already.
And it's nice to know that Henry Cavill has put himself forward for I'll do a second.
So let's just hope that it's as good as it looks.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Is if it's as good as it looks, great.
The only other show that I can think of that's had there's probably loads, but the one that comes close to my mind is The Boys. But before even season 1, there was a season 2 confirmed, which to me just gives me high hopes because that fucking show is amazing. Shut up! I get it. Nobody talk like that. But anyway,
not each to their own.
You're gonna have the same thing in The Witcher. You know that he's gonna walk down an alleyway and cuts like mutant, freak.
I know. I hated it in the games.
That fellow's cursed.
I hated it in the games, but there's a difference. I think by the TV show that he's not going to be helping an old lady with a frying pan.
He better fucking help an old lady.
He's not going to do any side quests whatsoever.
That's bullshit. I want him to see him do serious stuff. Then I want him to just randomly.
He can't. No, the way obviously it pissed me off in the games where you help because in a game you do everything.
Yes.
And then they still treat you like shit. And this, it's like his reputation, and it's going to be like him just being who he is the people treat him like shit, even though his personality is a good guy. So it works completely different in a TV show. I'm not getting into the conversation about The Boys because we've already discussed this.
Yes, we have.
But I really liked it. I'm not saying it's a bad show. I just didn't think it was the best thing that's ever existed, like some folk do.
Yeah, but what I have to say, what I like for the trailer though, is you see him actually having a conversation with Roach. Doesn't call the horse Roach.
No,
but he's like kind of like
he does it for a brief second, and you see him use these signs, and it looks damn good.
Yeah, I'm hyped for it. Very hyped. Moving on, we've got a bit of movie news. This is Batman related. We've got 2 rumours and a confirmation on casting. We'll do the rumours first, get them out of the way.
Just do them all at once.
Yeah, okay. Matthew McConaughey is rumoured to be playing Harvey Dent.
Yes.
Purely Harvey Dent in the first film, and if there's a sequel, that's when he'll turn into Two-Face.
Good choice.
Yeah.
I think that's a real damn fine choice.
Yeah, anything Matthew McConaughey really does, he kind of throws himself into, so it'll be good to see him try to pull off that cheeky Harvey Dent lawyer.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think he'll be in it a lot, but I do believe that that is a good choice.
Yeah, and to get him too, because he's never been one that's quite like, I want to do this, so I go to comic book films.
No, he's not a superhero. Yeah, you don't think of that. Well, you don't.
But I like that it's changing now though.
The Marvel films have shown that anybody can. Yeah. That anybody will say yes to a Marvel movie. Like
Angelina Jolie,
Joaquin Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
Exactly. Anybody will say if the script and the screenplay are the right thing, then anybody will say yes.
Matthew McConaughey defending the Joker if they end up putting it together. Do you ever see that happening?
No, because I think if they ever did that stuff, he would already be Two-Face.
True. Or if he breaks out, he could end up turning.
By that point, he's not a lawyer.
Yeah, true. Anyway, moving on. We have this one's really weird, but Colin Farrell is rumoured to be in the running for Penguin.
I agree with you. I do think this is weird, and the reason why a lot think this is weird is because it's the complete opposite of Jonah Hill.
Yes.
It's like a complete 180 on what you would think as the Penguin.
Yeah, but that's us though. That's us taking the assumption that he's going to make himself big again to play a bigger Penguin. Whereas they could be playing it how Gotham does it, where it's a skinnier, more mob boss type, try to figure everything out.
Well, so for me, if obviously when Jonah Hill was rumoured for Penguin, we were thinking, small, sort of chubby mob boss who isn't really threatening in a way. When it comes to obviously his violence, it gets other people to do it for him, and he's kind of there in the background with the umbrella and the suit and the sort of arrogance.
Yeah.
Where with Colin Farrell's Penguin, I think of the Gotham one, the one that might actually put a fight up and isn't he might be in a suit, but the umbrella might not be there.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's just not what I would like to think as the Penguin.
Yeah.
It's more just I don't want the Batman Returns Penguin, but I don't want a toe-to-toe Penguin. I want a one that literally is no good in a fight whatsoever.
Yeah, he sits at a table, has his 100 henchmen jump Batman while he walks away.
Yeah, and when it comes to him, he's just more he's just how much of a smart, backstabbing arsehole.
For all we can, Colin Farrell could beef himself up to it. He could make himself fatter.
Yeah, true.
But you'd still look at him okay, he could take a fight.
It's not the kind of Penguin that I would think. But again, it doesn't make it a bad choice. I just think a lot of people are because it's a complete 180 of what initially was the plan, which looks like before Jonah Hill asked for too much money.
Yeah, true.
So that's why I think that a lot of people are you wouldn't think that's where they go next.
Now, the next confirmation, and this is amazing, but we've got an Alfred Pennyworth, who will be portrayed by Andy Serkis, which to me just blows my mind.
I love Andy Serkis. I cannot complain about it. And it's obviously this is a young Batman, and as much as Andy Serkis, you thinking to yourself, he's not that old.
Yeah,
he's older than you think.
Yeah, he's well in his 50s.
But I love Andy Serkis so much, so I whatever he does, I'm fine with.
There's no fear in what he does.
I don't care.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to his portrayal. I totally forgot about this, but this happened. I believe this happened between episodes, but we actually got confirmation from Riddler. Did we talk about that before?
Paul Dano.
I don't know if we spoke about this.
I'm not sure if we did.
But he's a good actor. Everything he's been in is quite good as well.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
He's a fantastic actor. He's absolutely brilliant.
I remember the one he did with
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
There Will Be Blood.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's fucking brilliant in that.
So good. I don't know what portrayal we'll get though. But he's a very good actor, so again, just like Andy Serkis, it's someday I can be he's going to pull it off.
I think it'll be it'll be like a behind the screen Riddler.
Tap on the glass, hello Batman.
That sort of thing, yeah.
I can get behind that. Behind that. Moving on, we got 2 trailers. We got a revamped Sonic Hedgehog trailer.
Yeah, they went away and they fixed, after having the weird ass Sonic, they went and fixed it.
Yeah. How do you feel about it?
I think it looks a lot better.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's just him being fixed, but it makes the film look not as bad.
It's a completely different trailer. It's a completely different trailer.
It's funnier.
It's
gives us more Robotnik as well.
Do you think that a lot of the stuff that you like at the beginning of the trailer, you see him in the Sonic world? Do you think that was there already, or do you think they put that in as well?
I think they might have put it in.
I think that was there already. Yeah. It's too much. I think that was a surprise, and they went because obviously by changing Sonic, the budget has increased by a lot, so it needs to make its money back even more now. So they're pulling out all the punches.
Yeah. Still no tails though.
No, I don't think Tails is going to be in it at all.
How do you feel about?
It's so funny if Tails is in it, and they spend all this time to change Sonic, but then when Tails appears, they haven't changed Tails.
Yeah.
So Tails looks like what old Sonic looked like.
God, that'd be fucking horrible. That would be horrible. Like Sonic would have to say something in it to be like, oh.
See, obviously with the Sonic thing. Sorry, that was me opening a ball. The Sonic thing, like you forget. Like I've kind of forgot how bad it looked until when the new trailer came out and there was like the side by side, and I forgot how
horrible,
how bad it was.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, the new Sonic still has teeth, but no one cares because it doesn't look like they're fucking evil, weird gnashers.
And the eyes are not completely one eye.
No, but they're close enough and they're bigger.
It looks a lot better.
Yes.
Like even just it feels like he's got more of a cartoony aesthetic as well.
Yeah.
It feels like they've changed his attitude a little bit as well, where he is more of a
fun,
annoying as shit.
Yeah. Here's the thing: do you think there's going to be bits in the film where you can go, okay, I could see bits they've not changed, like
what they've done and what they've not done?
Because sometimes there's bits in the trailer where he was running.
Not from Sonic's perspective, but from people acting around him, yes. Because there's probably no way that they reshot things with them.
Yeah.
They probably just put the new Sonic in.
Cut out bits where it's like...
But again, it's hard to tell these days because of how good
definitely, and
technology is with the whole software.
I'm looking forward to it. It comes out on February 14th, and that's quite a quick time they've taken to... They've realised, okay, this looks terrible, let's fix it.
I definitely think that obviously it's now going to need to make a lot of money to make its money back. But
I think in merch and kids want to see it.
I do believe that it looks a hell of a lot better than it ever did.
By the way, that's a weird thing, but like Jim Carrey over the years has looked rough. How good does he look in this film health-wise?
It looks alright. I think he's still going to be over the top and annoying, but...
I think that's what he's meant to be, though. That's his portrayal of Robotnik.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean that it's not great.
Yeah, true. I don't understand the listening to music, dancing bit. That's going to be a bit weird for me.
Yeah. Again, I'm just there for... If I go see it, I'm just there to see Sonic, so... See if it's any good and see if Tails or Knuckles
we'll get matching Sonic t-shirts. We'll go see it.
Okay.
Yeah. Get Sonic hat and stuff. You know what I mean?
Anything else?
Maybe a Tails badge. Let's get Tails out.
Sure. I'll come dressed as what Sonic looked like before.
You go before, I'll go as after.
Yes, right. And then we'll get somebody to turn up as Ugandan Knuckles.
we'll get Ryan to do it.
Yeah, sweet, right.
Moving on. We've got a trailer which I didn't see coming, and it's perfectly enough not connected to anything, but The Invisible Man.
Mm-hmm. At first I thought this wasn't like... When I saw the trailer, like the name of it, I thought it was like...
Dark Universe?
No, I thought it was like not The Invisible Man. I thought it was just a movie called...
You thought it was The Invisible Man of the Invisible Man?
No, you know what I mean? I never thought that. I thought it was just a film called like The Invisible Man, and it was a different, like say it was a political film about something. I didn't realise that it was a horror film centred around an actual invisible man. I thought like...
I like what they've done with it. I like the look at it.
Yeah, because it seems to me like they've sort of condensed it, and I like the thing of like it's not a bunch of people being haunted by someone who's invisible. Yeah. This is a person who was in a relationship, in an abusive relationship, where the person killed themselves or said they killed themselves, and then is basically making her life a misery, but only her life, and she's basically, folk think she's crazy until probably the end where other people start to realise.
How would you not poke holes in this though? Like for the fact it's like, oh, he died, he'll give you 5 million, but you have to prove you're not mad. I just like...
You make a good point there.
I'd be like, okay, that's setting me up for something's going to happen to test me.
You do make a good point. But at the end of the day, if that happened in real life situation, the last thing I'd ever think about is the person who's made themselves invisible.
Yeah, I know.
Safe to say that this person who she's dating better be some sort of scientist, because see if he's just an average Joe Jimmy who's somehow figured out invisibility, I'm not going to buy that shit. He needs to have, like, be in a field that's round about the same thing. It can't just be like, oh, by the way, see Bob down the street, laying out go invisible.
I met this boy called Harry, and he had a cloak,
Exactly, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's not that, like, he needs to be in, like, a...
Yeah, he has
the
to be an
same
intelligent
field.
person.
But invisibility stuff is not, it's not that, like... Obviously, back when they tried to start the Dark Universe twice.
Yeah, good try.
When obviously they did the fucking mummy.
Great Mummy, yeah.
Aye. Well, obviously Johnny Depp was rumoured to be the Invisible Man of that universe.
Yeah.
And then the only other thing I can think about the Invisible Man related is the Kevin Bacon film Hollow Man.
Yeah.
Which is not bad. I kind of like it. But there's nothing else I can think of the Invisible Man.
Yeah.
I just like the fact that it's a condensed story between the lassie and the guy, and then obviously later on when folks start believing her is when he starts getting rid of them, or he'll start getting rid of folk around her, which makes her look even more crazy or whatever. But there needs to be a reason why he's invisible. It can't just be...
Yeah, it's not like, because there's a bit in the clip in the trailer where he eats a bit of meat, and I'm like, I really hope it's not a case he just eats a bit of meat, turns invisible, like it's just random.
Well, it looks like obviously when she goes into his house and sees like a setup.
Yeah.
I don't know how like turning invisible would be the first thing you go to, but again, this is what I mean. The boy has to, for it to make sense, the guy has to be in some sort of field that's round about the same, like some sort of scientist thing.
Yeah.
Scientific research. It can't just be again average guy somehow figures out invisibility where nobody else could.
That'd be the way it goes. But hey ho, what you got to do?
It looks pretty good though.
Yeah, I've got high hopes for it. 2 seconds. Anyway, yeah. Moving on. We have 2 bits of game news. Yeah, because we got BlizzCon a while back, and obviously we won't go into everything because we don't need to.
It's more just these 2 things. One, I'm hyped for. The other one is important. Let's just say.
Yeah. So what do you think about Diablo 4, which was announced?
Well, I've never played any of the Diablo games ever.
Yeah. Still, but it looks alright. It looks like
the
a game I
cinematic
could try.
trailer was pretty cool. I mean, I don't know what the fuck's going on, but it looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
I know it's blood related. The gameplay, I know it's kind of from obviously a Diablo top-down perspective.
Yeah.
I feel like this was in the pipeline for a long time, but due to the the Blizzard weird controversy stuff going on, not weird controversy, all that controversy stuff going on, they've kind of just been like, right, let's maybe pump this up the lines, because they said no release date or anything like that. I mean, it all depends on the type of time of month it comes out. If it falls on anything else, that I might get it.
Yeah, falls on January, it's kind of like okay.
But it's for Diablo fans.
Great for them.
Good for them,
because it looks like it's just growing on what they like, and
apparently it's a lot more like 2, and 2 was the good one apparently, and 3 was garbage.
Yeah.
I've never played any of them. It's
to be fair, next year's quite empty now on games. To be fair, because a lot got pushed back.
Mm-hmm.
But the next game, which it's more up our alley, is Overwatch 2.
This is what I know more about compared to the other one.
We got story mode.
Surprisingly, I'm actually a bit excited for this. I'm not going to lie. I as much as it's weird, it wasn't the gameplay, it wasn't the characters, it wasn't the experience of Overwatch that made me stop playing it. It was basically the other players that made me stop playing it. It got to the point, where all games get to the point where people just become too good, and no matter, I do not have the time to spend every moment of my life playing a game as much as I would like to sometimes.
Yes.
I don't have that time, and online communities usually
over time get worse.
It just gets to the point where it feels like every person you play is just somehow playing it for a living.
Yeah.
So it just got to that point where it just wasn't fun anymore. And one of the things that I've always said about Overwatch is if they put a story in, again, missions against AI, and keep updating it and make it feel like not repetitive a lot, then it'll be fun. Yeah. And that's what they've done.
Don't get me wrong, I fell out of love with Overwatch just because I got bored. It's like you said, repetitive. what you're hoping the next one doesn't have. But to me personally, I don't think this should be a full price game. I don't, because they still got the same aspects from the first one, but they're bringing in, like, obviously they're bringing in more. But I'm more hyped to play this, not because of characters, but it's just story and like PvE modes. That's really all I care about.
Well, yeah, obviously they've put there's 6 story missions. There is several hero missions with replayability. There is a new co-op mode. A new mode called, like, which is basically just like, it's, you get this big robot that pushes the payload and you have to defend it and stuff like that. That's against regular people. They have obviously and then all the multiplayer stuff.
That's just a payload.
Sort of, kind of. It's kind of like that.
I can see why some people will be like, this isn't.
And every single character looks completely different because they've like revamped them for a new game.
Yeah.
And when it comes out, there will be not only there will be 4 new initial heroes with like release.
Yeah.
On top of all the ones that are in the previous. And also, if you feel like it's not worth the full price, apart from the PvE stuff,
yeah,
anybody from playing Overwatch 2 will be able to play people with Overwatch 1. Like, everyone from Overwatch 1 will get all the stuff, apart from the PvE stuff. And all your skins move over.
That's
and
good.
Everything like that. Like, so the some stuff they've went with.
Yeah, I'm not super hyped for this. I'm mainly only getting it because others are getting it. So, like, I'll get it, but do I think it's replayability? As looking at it, I don't really think it has it.
I like the characters and I like the story and everything like that, so it's just sort of kind of what I wanted from it. You know, I never got bored of the world. I never got bored of the characters. I always thought they were super interesting. I always thought they were fun to play. It was more just, you know, not the online community as a whole, but like basically what I said is that you just kind of stuck the fun out of it.
Yeah, I get that.
And I put way too many hours in that first one to like not enjoy it. You know,
True.
You know what I mean?
True. You did play it right to the end.
I did like it. And at the end of the day, I've still got it. I just had to delete it off my PlayStation.
Yeah.
But you know, it doesn't mean that I think it's a bad game.
No.
It's
Each to their own.
You know, at the end of the day, some of it's just some communities end up ruining games.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong.
But again, that's not all people that play online. It's just a select few. It just seemed to be the end of. It's basically like, you know, I'll have like a couple of games Overwatch in the morning, and then I'd have to sort myself out for work. You know, spend time with the wife, where you're playing against people who clearly play Overwatch all day, and are really good at it, and it's nothing fault against them. They're just better than me, and I'm just not a fan of losing all the time.
Yeah.
No one is. So
certainly not. But it is what it is.
I'd say, well, that's it for news.
Yeah,
that's all they've got for news.
To move on to the
it
main.
was a long time ago that I picked this movie because, again, it's been gaps between episodes, but we are going to talk about it. For Halloween, so it's a little, like you say, but it's for this is our October special.
Yes.
In November. I picked John Carpenter's The Thing from 1982.
All I've got to ask you is, what's the story?
Well, this is easy.
Is it?
Yeah. A thing appears in Antarctica while a group of scientists / maintenance helicopter, like there's a mixture of people, like in a site, have to deal with the ramifications. That's it. There you go.
Yeah.
Without going into spoilers. Well, I mean, like we've talked, like again, if anybody listened to our last episode, which was a while ago, this was the first ever movie of our categories that I had seen before, and you had never seen at all.
Yes.
So I'm really curious about what your initial thoughts of seeing some like that you've never seen before, having a review for the pod, and it obviously, and also being an older film. Like from the 1980s, like, because I mean, usually watching a lot of films nowadays, the beginning has credits right at the beginning, and then it comes up like The Thing, which you never get nowadays.
It's see when it kicked off for me. See when it kicked off for the flying saucer.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I honestly went into this blank. Like, I had no clue.
Genuinely, right? Obviously, this is a remake of The Thing from Outer Space, but it's like basically not. It's like the same sort of concept, but John Carpenter basically put his spin on it.
Yeah.
So when you saw the spaceship go across,
Yeah.
and then it cut to a helicopter chasing a dog, how, on a scale of 1 to 10, how confused were you?
Fucking 15. Especially for the fact that I was just like sitting here and I'm like, was that a flying saucer?
Did you have any idea what the thing actually was?
No.
Like at all?
I was like, why is this evil person shooting a fucking dog? Like, who does that? I was honestly, I wrote it down there going, who tries to shoot a dog?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who does that? And then, like, obviously it progresses and I'm kind of like, oh, okay, fuck. And
so was it like, obviously, we talk about the opening again with the spaceship, and then there's this helicopter's basically chasing down a dog trying to shoot it. So when the dog made it to the facility and went up to there, and then the Norwegians shot that guy in the leg, and then they tried to set him, and then everyone went to shit, and then that guy was an amazing shot. When it kept like lingering on the dog, and the dog wasn't doing nothing but just staring.
Yeah.
Did you, again, not knowing what it was, but did you think that there was something up with the dog?
Like, I just thought, I was instantly like, that. This dog's weird. What the fuck's it doing? Like, there's a bit where it's just standing on a table looking at a window, and I'm like,
yeah.
What dog does that?
Right. I know that we're kind of skipping forward again, and I will go back, but keeping on this same subject, if you know nothing about this, when he put the dog in with the other dogs,
yeah,
and it basically started to do what the thing does,
yes,
what was your immediate reaction to that?
Instant, what the fuck is this? Like, I wrote it down as literally, what the fuck? I was like, instantly, I was like, okay, it's weird. It's kind of standing in the cage, and
they all start barking at it, and then its face opens up.
It was the fear in one of the dogs biting at the cage.
Yeah,
that just made me go, what the fuck? And then the tentacles and flipping out, and I was like, what the fuck is this? What the fuck am I watching? I honestly thought it was just going to be like a dog that transforms.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like some TV shows or films, there's a...
Like you look away the camera, you come back and it's something different.
That's not what I expected. Like, I am just like, what the fuck is this? Like, why am I watching this? Watching it, and I'm like, that's fucking graphic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I am like, I'm watching it, I want to look away, and I'm like, I can't look away, because it's just, shit's just spitting out everywhere. And the poor dogs.
Yeah, I watched this alone because my wife is a massive animal fan, and I am as well, but I can kind of watch stuff like that because I'm like, well, it's not real. I know that there's no dogs actually getting harmed. Yeah. Where my wife, on the other hand, even if it is, she knows it's not real, but she's still like, oh, those poor dogs. I'm like, they're not actually dead.
Yeah.
But whatever. But, like, yeah, it does make you feel for the situation. But, so, if we're keeping on the same concept, because this really, I love this. Yeah. I love this fact of you not seen it. So, when you found out about, like, what it does.
Yeah.
How did it shift from then? Like, because obviously when you find out that it can sort of take over, because it's kind of like it is one thing, but it can separate itself to be different things.
Yeah.
So when it basically was like the doctor or the doctor / one that did the autopsies, like scientist, found out that it can replicate itself and like become other things.
Yeah.
And then the movie shifts into who's the thing and who's not the thing.
Yeah.
How did you feel about it then?
I loved it. But at the same time, I was like, I really want to see what it actually looks like. And you kind of never get that in the film. But see, I instantly started going, okay, is he? Because just before he gets put in the cage, the dog goes into someone's room. Yeah. And you never find out who that is.
Did you ever figure out at any point who it was? Because it is never who. It makes you. Obviously, John Carpenter is fantastic at making you think it's someone.
Because even the doctor, like when he was going mad, I never thought he was going mad because he was a thing. Mm-hmm. Like I never thought he was a thing.
See, I believe he was like a thing right from the get go.
Yeah.
Because obviously you find out that he is one at the end.
Yeah.
But at the very beginning, you just think again, he's looking at the research, and you think, oh, he's just been like, oh, well, we can't survive, so let's make it stay here.
Like, I never, until the very end, I never thought he was one. And can the guy who the husky takes to, like, see how the doctor tries to shift it to him, I never thought he was one either.
You never thought he was one?
He never was.
It was the one, it was the first time I ever watched it, because obviously watching it this time, I knew.
Yeah, you know.
I knew who was who. But, like, the first time I watched it, one thing, before we kind of shift back to kind of story things, I really want to know, when you were like, who is who?
Yeah.
The CPR bit.
Oh my god.
How did you feel it? How did that go for you? Where the doctor is giving him CPR and it pumps a couple of times, and then the third time it goes right through into like this mouth and it just chops it. How did you feel about that?
Jumped. I jumped. I was like, what the? I was like, what? Like, I thought someone was in him. Like, you see when you see him, like, the actor's kind of like that in the corner.
Yeah.
I think he's either having a heart attack or he's actually being hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he might be one, but see when his belly just ripped open and just took the guy's arm, I was just like, oh my god, that's fucking graphic. Again, it's just like seeing that, because you never see that much in these films these days.
Well, this is the thing, this is one of my favourite things about The Thing, not only for the tense atmosphere, the set and the creature, it's all practical. They made all of it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'll give you a fun fact, like, obviously there is a sequel, prequel to The Thing. Yeah. Which is basically like...
That's a Norwegian team, eh?
No, it's sort of the people who go and find the remnants of Kurt Russell's team.
Right, okay.
And they were originally going to use practical effects, but changed their mind and used CGI. And it's fucking terrible. Yeah. It looks shit. But this is from the 80s. This is a nearly 40-year-old movie. Yeah. Kicking a backside off it. And it looks, the monsters look great because it's all real. Yeah. All of it that's made, and like, again, when the boy puts his hand through the chest, not only does that thing come out the top of it and one of the things look like the other boy's face, then the head sort of fucking falls off and grows like legs out of it and then eyes out and starts like whittling away, which is a kind of comedic moment as well as like a what the fuck moment.
Yeah, because there's a lot of shows I've seen where you've seen that, like animation, like stuff like that. If a head falls off something, it kind of just props back up and runs away.
So that's where, that's what it came. Yeah, that's like the.
See, mate, so it was just sitting under there, like under the table, like peeking out. I was like, what the fuck? And then you hear it clicking along the flare. I was like, oh, that's fucking creepy, like so creepy. And like, I love how like the thing literally stops, like it knows it's been seen. Mm-hmm. And like Kurt Russell, and they're like, fire, and he just goes nuts, just sets a fire at the building, like, here we go, I'm going to put you down. Yeah. So good.
So Kurt Russell in this is great. I think he is fantastic as MacReady. I think he's just you sympathise with him, but you kind of sympathise with everybody in this. Like, I feel like in a real life situation, everybody is like a different emotion of what you would go through. There's some people who want to deal it with force. There's some people who doesn't trust anybody. Yeah. There's the doctor's scientist who goes mental.
Which was a great cover.
Yeah, definitely.
Really? What a great cover, which we'll get to. So, what was it?
We've talked about the kennel bit. I mean, obviously...
Okay, I don't know if this is just stuff in a film, right? Mm-hmm. But who the fuck would do an autopsy on something like that? Is that just? Do you think that's just scientist curiosity, or just the film putting it in?
Are you talking the thing that they bring back from the Norwegians? Yeah. I think it genuinely is like it's curiosity about it. Like, what else would you do?
Dig a hole, throw it in it.
True, but they just think, but especially where obviously at the beginning they're a bit stranged out, but I think that what kind of shifts them into not doing that is when they find out, they do the autopsy on it and it's
human parts.
It's human.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, it can't be something else. It's just human.
Yeah.
But again, it clearly is something else because again, it's the thing replicating parts of him, like. It's such a great concept about like a thing. I love the fact that you don't know what it looks like. You never find out what it looks like because it's always something.
Yeah, and it's clearly big. or it's clearly been attached to something big.
It's kind of it's basically it's like a hive mind, but not a hive mind.
Yeah.
It like separates itself and becomes different things. But at the end of
that's
the
what
day,
the doctor says. Is it the doctor that says that? He's like, we believe it to be one thing, or is it? No, it's actually MacReady. Whereas like, we believe this to be one thing, but it seems like every bit of its body will try and make itself survive.
different. So yeah, so it is one thing, but it can be different things.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love that quote, and I love the fact that it doesn't have a name.
Yeah.
It's just because that is the kind of if you saw that in a real life situation, your first thing would be like the fuck is that thing?
Yeah.
Because so
Yeah.
it is the sort of it is a great concept.
And they only use guns when the thing's in the cage.
So for me, if I have to obviously give the movie faults,
Yeah.
the fault that I have is that as much as the thing is cool as fuck, apart from like one point which is probably my favourite point in the movie, if I'd have to say, but the thing never feels, it is a bad thing and it is a threat, but it never feels like when they notice who or what the thing is,
That's only when it attacks.
it's just kind of dealt with immediately because of the flamethrower.
Yeah.
It's never like they're struggling against it for a while, apart from one bit, which is my favourite bit in the movie, which we'll get to now, is where they're testing everybody's blood.
Yeah.
That is my favourite bit in the movie. I love it, where they all put the
couch.
blood in the petri dishes, and it's like I love the bit where
Like Wendell goes mad.
yeah, because it's so great by John Carpenter is that he like makes Kurt Russell talk about the person that everybody thinks is the actual thing, and then nonchalantly put it into someone that he thinks is fine, and then it turns out that the person he's just nonchalantly checking is the thing.
Yeah.
And it jumps up, and then the blood comes towards him, and then he starts like shaking because he's had his cover blown.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, oh my god, it's actually him. Like, that's one of the things that I love, is that especially even with MacReady himself and with the guy with the blood packs, is that the movie constantly makes you think it's one person, but it's not. Like the people that are the things, which is basically the doctor,
Yes.
because the scientist, because you think is you just think he's mad because of the research.
Yeah.
And then the guy who gets the defibrillator, and then the one who's in the chair, like it never shifts them. The camera never makes you think it's them.
Yeah.
It makes you think it's MacReady. It makes you think it's Keith Davis' character. You make us think it's the guy with the blood. You make us think it's the guy who gets hurt quite a lot and goes for the shotgun. And that the bit where they test the blood is my favourite part of the movie.
See, my bit when I was like, oh my god, oh, what the fuck, is when the doctor, when like MacReady, Childs and Palmer, I think his name is.
Is it when they plant the bombs?
Yeah, and then the doctor just grabs the guy's face, and it's like his fingers just sink into his skin. Oh, I was watching it, I was like, oh, what? That just freaked me out. And especially when you see him dragging him, like it's like they're joining together. I'm like, nah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, and then the other guy went over, and then that was it.
Yeah.
And then it came out of the ground as like the most actual monster looking thing.
Yeah. Do you wish you'd saw more of that? Or
I actually prefer the human kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's more creepy.
Yeah.
Than an actual monster kind of thing. But I understand from like a perspective, because obviously at one point it was a dog, and it's probably been other animals. So I understand
because you see it when it's piled up. It's got a weird face which doesn't look like a dog.
No.
But then the dog comes out the belly.
So it's clearly been other animals at points. Or like maybe the thing that came out is like his belly is like the closest to its normal form or something like that. But I think the human thing it's more creepy. Like the head, like the auto, like the defibrillator scene. You know, the head that comes out of the belly that had of the guy, the first guy that got taken over, who didn't get to change fully.
Yeah.
And like turned around and screamed at them before they set him on fire, and it was his face, and then the head. Like that's more creepy to me.
Especially the guy in the snow. So when he just pulls out his two arms and they're not fully formed yet.
Yeah, that's the guy I was talking about. Yeah,
see that squeal or screech he does is just
because it's not completely it's fully him yet. But then by that point, I believe by that point, the scientist who goes crazy / not crazy, it would already be one by that point.
Yeah, it's really weird that there's so many of them. One of them.
Yeah, and you never, and it's hard to find. I mean, before we give it, obviously we have to talk about the end.
Yeah.
The end is been discussed in countless amount of things. Right. So after MacReady dealing with the monster-looking thing.
Yes, and
then he basically walks up and everything's on fire and he just leans and he's holding a ball in his hand that he's been using as Molotov cocktails or not.
Yeah.
It never really gets hanging.
Because that is, you saw 2 Molotov cocktails on the floor that he put down beside the explosive, but the monster just destroys them.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that.
And then Keith Davis' character, who was normal at this point, or whatever, like this, as far as you can, comes up and says he thought he saw the scientist run and he went to look. And the two of them basically realise they're fucked, there's nothing they can do, they're just going to sit there. And they're like, well, what are we going to do now? And MacReady's like, well, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
And then he passes him the drink. He takes a drink, MacReady smiles, and then it ends.
Yeah.
Is one of them the thing? Are they, or is one of them the thing? Is none of them the thing? Or are they both the thing?
I don't know, because me personally, I'd have to say that I feel like MacReady is the more likely one to be it.
Right. Okay. This is cool because I think that
you think Childs?
I think Childs is the thing.
Yeah.
So give me your argument for why you think MacReady is the thing.
For the get-go, right? He's planned it out. He knows how to test for it without being any knowledge of it. He knows that the body parts will fall apart. Like, it's like he knows all this stuff preemptively.
Mm-hmm.
He went out and he was left. People didn't believe him. His clothes was ripped because he said at the beginning, "Oh, your clothes are ripped." That's when it enters your body.
And they found the jacket, and that's why folk thought. That's why they left him outside, and he got like. That's where he went from. I slightly trust people to I trust fucking no one.
And like he never really seemed bothered that the helicopter was destroyed.
Mm-hmm.
But they also, this is what I find weird. During the film, they said that the helicopter and the digger,
the tractor
was destroyed, which they used the tractor later to drive through the building. But okay.
Okay.
But like it seems like he's instantly taken charge. He's like, okay, we'll split you up, put you over there. He's killed a person who wasn't one.
I mean, he did come out with a knife, and I understand that, but obviously when they were deciding who was in charge, the person who was in charge of the facility, they didn't want him. He suggested someone else. He said no. MacReady was already kind of taking it anyway. It makes sense.
I kind of feel that, say if like the original species went into someone, I think it went into MacReady, and then everyone else who kind of freaked out the minute danger came along was like the small portions, if you could think of it that way.
So you think MacReady's been like the OG, like how long? Are you saying right from the get-go?
Yeah. I could have switched blood. I could have fucked up that way somehow. You know what I mean? I don't know how he would have done it, obviously, because you saw him do the blood.
Okay, that's fair enough. I kind of that is quite a cool theory. The only problem I have with that is that why would he destroy the facility and have no way escaping?
Because remember during it they were like, oh, it wants us all dead, so it can be left here alone to be rescued. What better way than to just blow the place up? People come along, find him in the summer, and he's lying there frozen. They're still going to take him away.
My opposite in the way of is that. So my thing is that Keith David, aka that character, Childs is it because he did find the scientist, because the scientist was the thing, and he was building another ship so the thing could go somewhere else or go home, and he found that and was turned at that point, I believe.
Yeah.
Because MacReady, I feel like he's been fighting against it for too long. It would it would be sabotaging itself, and it's just like the bit at the end where the big theory is that the bottle that he has is gasoline from a Molotov cocktail, and he doesn't take a drink himself, but he gives it to Keith David, and he takes a drink, and then he smiles and it's over, meaning that the smile is like he knows that the guy's just drank gasoline.
Yeah.
And a human being would be able to tell the difference between alcohol and gasoline. And that's how he knows he's the thing.
Yeah.
It's a great ending. It's a fantastic ending.
Yeah, because it makes you think, makes you talk about it.
It's basically the whole concept of the movie. Even at the end of the movie, John Carpenter's still saying, like, who's the thing? Is someone the thing? Because see, if they just ended it and it was all happy families, I feel like it defeats the purpose of the movie.
Yeah.
Because the whole point in it is the whole who is the thing. And I think it's a great movie. What are you going to give it out of 5?
3.5.
3.5?
It's good, don't get me wrong, it's not my niche, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's done really well, it's a good story and it makes me think. But yeah, 3.5.
I'm going to give it as a whole movie perspective from the way I rank stuff, if I was to give it a whole, I'd give it a 4. If we're just talking horror, I'd give it I'd give it a 4.5 out of horror. But I'm going to give it a 4. But it's definitely one of the best horror films. Even though it's not. It's kind of like body horror / tense. It's not. There's like one jump scare, 2 if you count the doctor thing. Yeah. That's about it for. It's more the tense thing.
But it's definitely a good choice. Definitely a good choice.
Well, I mean, the only thing I've got to ask you is what you done lately.
Oh, quite a bit. To be fair, quite a bit. I cracked on Outer Worlds. No, simply that, but I've not done it.
Do you want to leave that until I'm
Yeah, okay. I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty.
Yeah, well, you can take COD. I'll take Outer Worlds, and then I'll take the other one after. Wait, have you got any quick? I mean, you want to just say any quick films or TV shows?
Yeah, I've got that stuff. I'll do that first. I'm sorry to move. My foot's went dead. I was binging TV shows. Finally caught up on Supernatural up to the new season.
Good.
I know you're like, I don't care, it's stupid.
Well, no, if you like it, you like it. I'm going to stop. And this
you watch Doctor Who, so we'll just leave it at that.
This new leaf, I'm letting you have your whatever you want.
Yeah. Good. It's final season. It's going good. I like the way they're doing it. It's kind of like a recap, but just realising that God's an arsehole, to be honest with you. That's literally...
Why not? If you've run it with that much ideas, you may as well go somewhere.
Right. Well, God's been in and out of it a few times, but they've kind of been like, "Oh, hey, God, you're a writer, you're cool." But like this one, at the end of last season, he kind of came down. He's like, "Oh, you need to kill this kid, right?" And like, Dean was ready to do it, but they kind of just went, "Nah." And then Sam shot God, and then God came in. Okay, here's the end. Clips his fingers, and hell just bursts open. So that this season's literally just trying to clean up. It's their last hurrah, and it's going so well for them. I watched Chicago Med. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the Chicago shows.
No.
PD is my favourite bit. I binged Chicago Med, and it's just fucking a brilliant ER type show. Like, it's one of those ones that's just like drawn in, but it has the same kind of niche things where one character is fucking act stupid and blah blah. But it's a good watch. Talking of watch, I started Watchmen.
Yeah, how many episodes you in?
Just the first one. I thought I'd get a taste. It's hooked me for the get go.
Good.
I think it's. I like the characters that are in it. Especially I like what little I see the first episode. Ozymandias. Just seems like he's going to be a fucking brilliant character during the show.
Cool.
Just one of those people that stand up and think, oh, he's either going to fuck it or he's going to make it. But last night I finally watched it.
First one.
I'm going to watch the second one tomorrow.
I've still not seen the second one.
You seen the second one?
No, still not yet. But the first one is good.
Yeah, it was very, very good. I liked it. I was not scared one bit.
It's not super scary. I mean, if you're afraid of clowns, you'll not like
Yeah,
it.
you're probably, oh my god.
But Bill Skarsgård is brilliant.
So good.
And I mean, it's been in the first 10 minutes, it lets you know what you're in for, like straight away.
Yeah.
Like
That
with
poor
the Georgie. Yeah, like
That Georgie,
straight
poor
away.
kid.
Like,
Why didn't that granny? She sees a kid at a drain. And she's just
did
like,
you not
okay.
notice? The parents know, they just choose to ignore it.
Yeah, I know. But wouldn't you be like, okay, kid, why are you at a drain?
No, they just choose to ignore it.
Fannies.
That's the whole point. Like, remember when the family drives past where they're going to cut his chest and stuff?
Yeah.
Like, the parents, it's like this thing where they all know it happens and none of them acknowledge it.
Yeah. Hence why Billy's dad was just like, stop it, he's gone, we're not looking anymore, blah, blah. Yeah.
They just don't, they just
Good
accept
film.
it.
I'm looking forward to seeing the second one.
Apparently it's not as good as the first.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
again, like, I haven't seen it yet.
But
Like, you want to talk about COD?
Yeah. Obviously, you've played the multiplayer with me a couple of times.
I got it as well, yeah.
Yeah, you've enjoyed it.
I enjoyed it. I mean, it's
No, I love
it's
it. I'm
just
not,
it's COD.
Yeah, it's COD. But
It's not any different to any other COD.
I disagree. It feels much better because they've took
No,
away.
I'm not saying that it doesn't feel
Yeah, you
better.
mean like what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And what
yeah.
it is, as in the multiplayer, there is a map where everybody's a cunt. There's a map where you can be fine. There's a map where everybody snipes.
There's Piccadilly, which is the best map.
There's a map where one person has one spot. There's a map where you spawn, you die, you spawn, you die. There's a map where you feel like you can do good. It's Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's the maps are designed for you to occasionally get a kill every now and again and make you feel special.
Disagree.
Until you get good at it, and then you can be alright.
Yeah.
But like, it's not. They've not fucking ruined it. They've not added something special. It's just COD.
Yeah. It's not.
I'm not complaining about it. It's just the way it is.
But we played the co-op. It's about we've tried it once or twice, which is okay. But I like the story so far. I think I'm about halfway through it.
I have not started the story yet at all.
Seeing a sense of graphics looks fucking phenomenal.
Apparently the story looks incredible, but it's also a bit of like,
Wow, they went there.
but it's also a bit of like war's tough, tough war. But then on the other hand, they're like, everyone's so bad, but not if we're doing it.
Yes. Like, wait, you're killing someone? That's wrong. Me killing someone? Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit like I've heard it's a bit like that.
There's a lot of bits where it's like even the UK guys are like, yeah, America. Like, even that together, it's
For
kind of
me,
weird.
what it is because in a video game, there has to be a good guy.
Yes.
There has to be a bad guy.
Yes.
And unfortunately, I mean, this is the first time in history this will ever get political, but war isn't filled with good guys and bad guys. It's full of grey areas.
Yes.
So either make something where it's just ridiculous, or because to
Give
me,
you a choice of picking a side.
it's more. Well, that would be interesting, but that would also be bad at the same time.
I know.
But it's more to do with the fact that I know that I know parts of the story because I could not give a shit about spoilers. But I know that there is like,
I bet we can shoot maybe.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
But
The game does not like you doing it. I'm just putting that out.
Okay.
There's actually people who've made videos of just throwing grenades.
Of course there is, because it's COD.
Yeah.
Too busy,
Yeah.
sniffing.
Mountain Dew.
They're sniffing Dorito dust. But what I'm saying is like the let's say, I know that one of the first missions is like a terrorist attack in London in Piccadilly.
Which is just amazing. It doesn't play. See how you've played Piccadilly. Mm-hmm. It doesn't play like that.
Right, but what I'm saying is that it's super serious and it's heartbreaking, and what you're meant to do is try and stop the terrorists and all this stuff, and it's meant to make you feel about how horrible that sort of situation is.
Yeah.
You can't make that super serious and then put it in a multiplayer map where everybody's just running about trying to knife each other or shotgun each other. It's either one or the other. You can't have super serious and then silly.
Also,
It just contradicts itself.
expect yourself to be angry. Because
I'm getting angry playing it normally, so it's not going to change.
but like you could kill anyone. You can barely see because it's at night
Yeah, I
time.
know the whole like if you kill hostages,
It just stops. It just stops. If you kill a person, it just stops. You start over, and you have a horde of people running. See how Piccadilly's got? It's literally London, where it's got the big fucking water fountain.
But I know there's also a bit where you have to shoot through a hostage, and it's a bad situation. But then they're like, you'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you'll be fine.
It's one of those bits where I'm just.
It's because again, it has to be a game.
Yes.
But they're trying to be like, oh, war's bad, and war is fucking bad. But
war's bad.
But it's kind of like, just make it ridiculous in a game. Just make it like, I'm not asking for spacesuits and fucking endoskeletons, but if you're gonna do like make it a fun war situation, like the old Call of Duty games, they had to have one moment of controversy, like the airport, the nuke, but it seems to me like every fucking mission has a controversy bit in it just for the sake of it.
Because war's bad,
and I understand that, but at the end of the day, I mean, is that what you've done lately? Just because I wanted to kind of segue in.
We'll segue. We'll go from London to a different world.
Yeah, because it's kind of like the segue that I wanted to make there without me ruining it was the reason why I've not played the Call of Duty story is because I've been too busy playing other things.
Yeah, okay.
So, apart from I watched Toy Story 4, almost cried, didn't manage to stop myself. I watched Alita Battle Angel. It went too long. It was graphically good. I liked the world.
Would you watch another one?
Yeah, probably actually. That's probably. I think that's it. Movie wise, I don't think I've watched anything else. I watched Aladdin.
Yeah. Can't we both forgot?
What?
Rick and Morty.
I've only one episode in. Wait till it finishes.
Yeah.
I watched Aladdin. I liked it. Apart from the end, completely diverges from the cartoon.
Yeah.
And it didn't. It just annoyed me. But Will Smith isn't that bad. I like The Lassie. I like Aladdin. I hated Jafar.
Yeah.
That's about it from that perspective. But most of my time I have played. First of all, Outer Worlds came out.
Yes.
So I've thought long and hard about this.
Okay.
I love Outer Worlds.
Okay.
I really like Outer Worlds. But it's not as good as New Vegas. It's not. And the main reason why I don't have issues, the main reason why I don't think it's as good, is that, one, there is a lot in it. Like, a lot in it. But there's also not a lot in it.
Yeah.
If you wanted to make it really short, you could make it really short. But if you want to take your time with it, which is what I did, even though I still didn't play it, still put quite a few hours in it, but it didn't feel like I took ages because I didn't play anything else but that. I had a bug at the end that kind of ruined it for me, which annoyed me. I'm trying to stay as far away from spoilers as possible. I like the choice concept. I like the companion concept. Without a shadow of a doubt, what you've played, because I know you've played about 10 hours maybe?
Yeah.
The dialogue is the best part of the entire game. The writing is brilliant.
You could chat up an old lady.
It's absolutely brilliant. The things you can say, the trees you can go down, the amount of like conversations you can have, which is anybody, it's fantastic. That is brilliant. That I love that. That gives me that New Vegas vibe. The world is vibrant. It looks fantastic. One thing is that in the Fallout games, and I'm taking New Vegas for example, is that like, yes, you've got quests, but if you play New Vegas, you could pick a direction and just go, and you'll come across stuff. I never felt like that in Outer Worlds. I never felt like I could just go out
off the beaten path
and find random stuff. Like, I would find stuff, but it would all be related to quests. It wouldn't just be random shit kicking about.
What I've seen so far, it's either a quest thing or just a random group with a box or two beside them.
Yeah, it's not. It's not like you know, if I was to take, for example, the vaults in New Vegas or in Fallout 3, like, they're like not actual quests, they're like little individual things you figure out yourself. Where in this, if you're ever going outside towns, it's mostly for a reason.
Yeah.
I like the end, but again, I won't say anything. I did finish it. Again, it did annoy me with that bug that I got at the end, which really dampened the end for me, which pissed me off something rotten. But building up to that, I loved the dialogue. I thought it was a really, really good game. It's definitely in my top 5 of this year.
Yeah.
But it's not as good as New Vegas.
I like the game. Don't get me wrong, like COD's took care, but I like it. I like the world and stuff. But like you said, I just feel like there isn't really a freedom to it. Whereas in every Fallout game, pardon me, my throat, I felt like I could just do whatever. I could go anywhere. I could shoot anyone in this game, but I could kind of just have a freedom. I don't really feel it for this.
I do like the condensed nature. Yeah. And I feel like when you make it to a town, that's like the best part, like the initial best part.
Because I feel like we're out and about, everything looks the same.
But the out and but it does kind of look a bit the similar, but it's kind of like it's more because it's not one big world, it's several little worlds condensed. I think that like I think that I never felt like I was kind of following the beaten path and doing the side quests. But like whenever I did go a certain day, I was like, oh, maybe if I head down here, I'll just find random stuff. And if I did, it was like a group of creatures with, like you say, a box or a person I could pick stuff off it. It wasn't like I'd randomly find another side quest or I'd randomly find an area where there's like. But if you read the terminals, there's great environmental storytelling, but you have to go through the terminals. And sometimes I did, and they were funny.
Yeah.
Because the whole like concept of this is like, what if corporations ran everything?
Yeah.
Which is again kind of like a bit Fallout-y. Like they definitely stayed in their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
And the customizing your character and the perks and all that stuff is great because that gave me that feels. But I did enjoy it a lot. It's not as good as that's the comparison is basically saying like I loved Outer Worlds, but it is not as good as New Vegas for me. The other thing, so basically after finishing Outer Worlds, the next thing that came out, which I was like, well, I could put a little bit of my time in it.
Alright.
It's then not become a little bit of time, it's become a lot of my time.
It's become a problem. You have an addiction.
I got Death Stranding, and I fucking love it. I genuinely do. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I love it. I cannot seem to put it down. There's something about it where obviously I ain't going to go into the story because Callum does not have it yet.
Yep.
So when I'm not going to, and probably when the two of us finish, even if it might be months from now, we're going to have a discussion about it.
Yes
100%, and it could be ages from now when we finish it, but it will happen. But what I'm saying is that even though the gameplay is never even remotely what I thought it was going to be until like reviews started coming in and I could put two and two together. And if somebody had said to me that it is a game where you deliver packages, aka your Amazon Prime,
yep,
and you walk from place to place and you can get vehicles, but most of the time you do walking, and I find the walking is better than vehicles because vehicles get stuck quite a lot. But that's literally, and you dodge invisible creatures with the use of a baby. I would have been like, yeah, I'd play it for a bit, but it's not my type of thing. And I was completely wrong. I have not been able to put it down.
Yeah.
On the 8th chapter just now. I genuinely think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
The story is very, very interesting. The gameplay is surprisingly addictable. There is inventory management. You worry about what you can take, what you can't take. You have to deal with timefall, which is the mixture of the rain and the monsters. And then when you start getting in the mountains, it's snow, which is even stronger and rougher. It's like no other game I've ever played before, and it does have similar aspects of some games, 100%. But on the other hand, it is something new. But I cannot seem to put it down.
I think that's sorry, mate. I think that's amazing that he's brought this out, and like you said, the basic idea is you're a delivery man.
Yeah.
And he's made it fantastic to a point where you can't stop playing it.
I mean, a lot of it's had mixed reviews, 100%. Some folk are saying it's boring as shit. Some folk are saying it's a masterpiece. Some folk are saying it's bland.
I really feel that people are saying it's boring. They're people who just review stuff. They're not people who play games, because they're the same people that said Days Gone was terrible.
I mean, I know IGN gave it a 6.8 out of 10.
But they also said Days Gone sucked. Days Gone was amazing.
I mean, everybody has their subjective nature to games.
Yeah.
But it's more... I don't know, there's something about it.
Yeah.
Like, the story definitely helps, and finding out information about stuff and things. The reason why I say that is because I cannot say nothing, and I won't. This is one of those things where you have to experience it for yourself. And Callum kind of knows bits and bobs about things that go on, but you don't know the main thing, and I don't want to take that away from you, and I don't think I will.
Because I'm like 24 hours away from getting it.
So, but I mean, I can talk about the gameplay, and I have already, but it's so strange. It's never something I thought that I would love, but then again, maybe it is, because let's see, I mean, going from place to place when nothing attacks you is like a walking simulator, and I like a walking simulator where nothing attacks you and everything's fine. I like those type of games every now and again. It's a guilty pleasure of mine. And then I don't do horror games that well. If it's done right, that's fine, and that's basically when the more invisible creatures turn up. And then you do get a bit of combat when folk are trying to attack you, which is a mixture of like regular third-person action.
Yeah.
So it's not a brand new genre like Hideo Kojima thinks it is, but it's definitely one of those games that comes out once in like a decade that it has everybody's attention, and it's something that will always be remembered as that thing where do you think this is a pile of shite, or do you think it's a fucking masterpiece? Graphically, it looks incredible.
Yeah,
incredible.
It's nice to know that it's the same map, same engine as the Horizon Zero Dawn.
The like everybody's face, like it looks amazing. It looks absolutely amazing. It's like genuinely they're there. Every time I see Guillermo del Toro, it's like he's fucking there.
Yeah,
it's fucking brilliant. But that's generally all I'll say about it. But honestly, so far, I'm clearly more than halfway through. I'm probably just about, I don't know, I feel like I'm halfway through. And I genuinely love it. And for me, it's probably, I'd have to remember exactly what came out this year, but it's near the top of my favourite games this year.
And what I like and what's got me hyped is the fact that you've played this for non-stop pretty much. No non-stop, you've obviously had your work and sleep and all that. But anytime you've had free, it's been Death Stranding. That's a week nearly, and you're only what you feel like is halfway.
I think so, yeah.
That has me hyped.
And you can take a lot longer with it.
Yeah.
Because when you deliver packages, you obviously got your main story stuff, but you do get random orders that you could I could still be in the first area.
Yeah.
Because once you go to a place, you rank them up to 5 stars, and 5 stars is the maximum.
Yeah.
When you get to 4, it goes up like milliseconds to get to 5. I've never got somewhere to 5 yet, but I could still be in the first area trying to get every single place up to 5 and then move on. Like, you could take ages with this game if you really wanted to.
Yeah. Is that it for you?
And if you want 100% it, one of the achievements is to get every place to 5 stars.
Yeah.
That would take
I feel like this is going to be a game I want to get 100.
Good luck, man, because it'd take you a fucking while. And I feel like once I've finished it, if you do get to go about after, the concept of wandering back and forth and delivering packages when there's not like a story thread as well,
Yeah.
then I might get a bit bored with it.
Yeah.
But because there's a story, like there has been days when I've been like, yeah, I won't do story today, I'll just go deliver some packages. But because I can always like go back to the main
There's always
story,
that option.
it has it there and it keeps it interesting, and even just going back and forth has me gripped. But if it was just that and there was no story and all the amazing cutscenes, the things that are going on, I would get bored of it,
Yeah.
I believe.
Just put this out there, but if anyone who listens to this has Death Stranding, if you happen to come across a van stuck between two gaps, it's most likely Fraser's, because Fraser's driving ability is terrible.
Basically every vehicle has a jump and you could jump over, and I thought I can make the gap, and I never made the gap, and my truck got stuck in between, so I made myself a little bridge. Technically, I made myself a free bridge.
I know you're like, no, that's going to be your way. I really hope it's there when I'm walking about.
Well, it's probably things degrade over time, especially in the rain. So it's probably dust now.
I'll get there on Friday. I'll get the game, and by like Sunday, I'll get to the same bit, and like
I'm 100% sure how the whole what's people's games, because obviously, if you put something down, like if you build something, or if you put a ladder or a rope down, it stays unless you delete it. It stays there.
Do you think it's either markers or stuff that's useful that stays? So if it's like you've got a bike or you've got a car, or that kind just disappears.
Well, everything stays. Even if you drop cargo, it will eventually, if you get far away from it, it comes up and says cargo eligible or for someone else, like entrusted to someone else, and that means that when the random cargo you find lying about is someone else's that they've dropped. What I'm saying is I don't know, because clearly everything in the world in my game is not dropped by everybody playing Death Stranding, because there'd be fucking loads of shit everywhere. It must be a select server that certain amount. It must be like a limit to how much folk. Because I think that I've seen the same things dropped by the people, and they don't change. And there's definitely 100%. Like I assure you, when you put it on, if I don't know if the servers have got bigger or more people have built, like it's gonna save your ass so many times.
Yeah.
Because these random strangers who've left stuff for me have saved my ass countless amount of times.
Nice.
And I just drop them likes, because likes are in the game. Yeah. I will say that sometimes it's a bit pretentious, which I knew was coming, but again, I've talked a lot about it. So I mean, is there anything else you want to add?
That's it really, besides my choice for next week.
You better let you get. Do you want me to say where people can find us?
Yeah, Get a Bash.
Get a Bash, cool.
I've already got my choice, but I want to see you do that.
Alright, okay. Well, you can find us on Twitter at Of Pointless. We're on YouTube at Pointless Point of View, if you want to give us a subscribe. And we have Instagram, which is just Pointless Point of View. Yep. Cam puts a lot of that content up. I don't, because
technology.
I don't really know how Instagram works. But we're gonna try and be more consistent with the videos now. Callum's got his gaming channel, which you'll be able to get through with the Pointless Point of View. We should have wrestling stuff coming up, because we said this ourselves. We weren't going to cover Crown Jewel, and there hasn't really been anything.
But we have Survivor Series coming.
But Survivor Series was coming up.
War is coming.
So there was a gap between the wrestling stuff, because we said we wouldn't cover Saudi Arabia. And that that should be coming out after Survivor Series is done. And that's it. I feel like I did
Good, you've done really well.
So what's your choice?
My choice is the first Lord of the Rings.
What, the Fellowship of the Ring?
Yes.
The extended version, or just the regular, or just Lord of the Rings? They just.
Let's see what we can find.
Are you planning on like putting this one in, and then like a couple of weeks for now chucking in the second one, and a couple of weeks for now chucking in the third one?
Maybe I might split it up. I might even do the first this, then the first Hobbit, just to piss people off.
All right. Well, I mean, the first Lord of the Rings is my favourite.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Like, out of all of them, the Fellowship's my favourite. Okay, that's a good choice.
Can't wait to pick this apart and piss so many people off.
Why? Why would you pick it apart?
Because I like to piss people off.
Well, I mean, I'm just going to watch it again, and I'm going to try when Boromir dies again.
If I'm going from memory, it's not as good as people think.
The Fellowship is the best one.
Okay.
It goes Fellowship, Return, Two Towers.
I like The Hobbit.
The first one, that's fine. The Hobbits aren't bad movies. The reason why folk didn't like the last
Just
one is
they were
because
stretched.
folk didn't like the last one because they were like, well, you don't need this. But it's not. It doesn't make it a bad movie. It's just comparing it to Lord of the... Why did you do this? This is next week's problem. Anyway, I've been Fraser.
I've been Callum.